Hello, I'd like to talk with you about the application of the inquiry process to teaching, particularly thinking about how we might begin to apply this inquiry framework, this TESOL inquiry framework, to the video that you will be watching, the full-length class video of an English as a foreign language class in Egypt. First, you might assess that video and think about what you see, hear, and what you can document. You might see that there are various participation structures that the teacher has set up, that she mentioned there's an upcoming series of tests, and there was recently important tests that the students had taken, that there was a mixed gender classroom, that some of the female students wore headscarves while others did not, which may indicate or may not indicate different religious affiliations or practices. You may hear different types and levels of teacher questions. You may even hear student-to-student talk in small groups where they're using both Arabic and English. You also may document students' questions and the tables with evidence for 1 step forward for science and 2 steps back for civil rights that the students wrote down on their transparencies and then shared with the class or on the overhead projector. At this point in the assess process, you might want to hypothesize. You may hypothesize that the teacher is facilitating negotiated interaction on the textual, interpersonal, and ideational levels. You may think that from an input hypothesis, think that students are learning English through manageable and comprehensible input with the instructors or the teacher's vocabulary scaffolding that she's providing. You may think that you may have an interaction hypothesis where you see that students are learning English through negotiation of meaning in the small group activities and then presenting out to the whole group, and in negotiation with the teacher's questions. You may also take an output hypothesis where you see students are learning English through production of words and meaning and grammar by their creation of the questions that they design, as well as the tables and evidence that they identify in the text that they're reading. Finally, you may want to think about acting. How can you further support this facilitation of negotiated interaction that the teacher has done so expertly? You may identify this as a strength and think about what other types of facilitated negotiation could we support among the students. One particular idea might be to instate a topic of the week or of the month, where students prepare a brief talk followed by an extended discussion that's moderated by the teachers. The goal here is to continue to encourage learners to talk about whatever interests them and to recognize their voice and vision. This may be grounded in the observation that the teacher solicited science articles from the students before they initially selected one of the articles, and that the teacher explained that the students requested to discuss more scientific articles as part of their reading curriculum. Again, when we think about acting, you can be acting to either resolve a problem or continue to support a strength in learning. In this case, seeing the way that negotiated interaction was supporting multiple levels of students' engagement with and acquisition of English.